Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are, starting well into week 2. Got our clock tower. Not a lot to look at on that one. I think this is good. I'm still hoping there's lights back here to really make this stained glass pop. And our left wing. Like I say, I'm still really pleased with how this one's turned out. I must be getting better at making these tiny pieces because most of them seem to have worked for me this time. Really liking how everything is, like I say, it's just came together really nice, I think. Everything is, fairly cooperative with me on this one. I'll leave you right there. And of course, here's from last night's project, our little alcove under the stairs. Just get Woody and Buzz back up here. Jesse maybe. But let's say I'm still not sure what that whole brass gold cattail thing was, but it's there. And we got our, I think I was, the other night I was worried about, get a pointer in here, where I put these spacers in there to hold the doors in place, but I think that's going to be in the shade enough that it's not going to be much of an issue. Really, I'm looking forward to seeing how this all comes together, but last night after I finished, I realized I went to all the trouble of picking out these posters for right here, and then I didn't install them. So while I install them, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures, and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. I upload daily and just trying to have a good time. Not solving the world's problem, just building silly little models, having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add onto my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best of options. That being said, let's stick some posters on, and then we'll get on to today's build. I'm trying to try and cover up my little goof where I put the steps on the wrong side last week. A couple of them anyway. We got our witchy posters. I guess this one's going up on Halloween, so good. Let's just get some little minor decorations there. I don't think. Wait a second, somewhere I missed something. Hang on. I think I forgot a handrail yesterday somewhere. Yes, I did. Okay, I will have to put. And actually, that's the handrail. Okay, that was evidently a major part because I don't need to put those on yet. Tweezers back. Okay, so let me recalculate here. Let's see where you at. Okay, yeah, I'm supposed to put this piece on. Let me see if I can get you to pop off without much drama. I think it will. I hadn't been painting these, so this should be a quick install. A little bit there, but that's supposed to go on like, okay, all the way back, so like so. So I don't have with this corner up here to match up, because that'll put this guy centered. Yeah, I think that's what we're in. No, I guess I was just so preoccupied with not making anything fall over on the front side that I just totally forgot about finishing the build. Glad I found it before that glue had set in. Okay. Okay, so now get some. Don't take much here. Just as you. Solid up through here, I think. And hopefully I can make it match up that. And then I'll do on this side of this one. That should get us. Okay. Where has making with that? Okay, so I need long. This guy. there. Okay. On the front here. Yeah, even up here. Okay, maybe this is hooked on this one. Okay. Now, and that's gonna line up pretty close there. Not perfect. Got a little gap there, but it's for me within tolerance. Now, put my posters on here. I'm gonna put one, I think, back here on this one. Because like I said, that's where that little spacer deal was, so that's a good place to, good way to sort of obscure it. Let's grab that there. This is going to be the front. And you here. Okay. So now, I guess that officially ends last night's build. And make sure that's the only other piece I didn't put on. Yeah, so that's where I meant to get to last night. They got there. I'm pleased with how that turned out, even if that one didn't end up crooked. I'll live with that. Let's see, so I'll set you aside so let that glue dry, because I've got other things to make while we do that. Okay, and turn the lights off, and I need a battery box tonight, so let's unhook our light. My little Wago connectors are, I'm really pleased with how these have been working. Gonna make it much easier for these stuff, I think. Okay, I'll set you aside. But we got, I'll work on another batch of lights tonight right off the bat. I'm gonna test them, try and make them work. And we gotta figure it, and these are uninsulated, so you gotta trial and error to see which one is which. So put one in there, and which one is which, and also make it work. In there, and that worked. Okay, got it right on the first try. So let me grab Sharpie here and mark this wire so I know it's the black one. Good. Tell which one's which after we get done installing, because it will matter. Okay, so unhook you. And hope I don't wipe all that black off. But, okay. Now, to make us a little chandelier, we need that's our ceiling. Here's all our chandelier bits. So, let's see here. So we're starting with our round guy. Just plop one of these guys in the middle. Get something like that. Bring it on in. We're going to be a small piece of work right now. I don't think there'll be much of it. I'm debating. I think I'm going to try and go with the glue gun on this one. That's and just this very first base bit. Because I think I'm going to need that. I want it to do fairly quick, I think. Okay, let's see if I can get, maybe, gotta leave that center part open. So we gotta That didn't act quick enough. That's going to be the trick on this. Okay, so I think this is going to be up toward the ceiling, so it should be obscured anyway. So that's, yeah, get my wire through there easily. Just, okay, maybe not. Okay, it was a thought. I thought that might speed us up, but I think it's going to slow us down. So let me recalculate back to the old B7000. Get this stuff peeled off without breaking it. I'm going to break it, I'll figure something else out. A much less complicated chandelier. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so back to square one. There, and 7,000. Let's go on the pretty stout stuff, so I don't think I'll need much of it. So. Okay. Now, these guys, need something to lift this up. I'm still going to be able to work on it, so something cylindrical. Oh, hang on. Not sure what these are going to be used for, but there's a song I think I can repurpose this piece that we're going to be using in the future. Seems like I usually end up having to simplify my chandeliers, so well, it'd be nice to get one of these in place. Okay, this guy goes on edge and then it's supposed to connect. Oh, wait a second, we're supposed to, hang on. Okay, yeah, this, and we're going to put another one of these guys on top of this situation once we get it done. Okay, so resting here to here, in theory. Giant air bubble there. That seems to be working so far. Okay. Once again, so far. You, last one. May have done them upside down. No, this is right. Yeah, because I want this little double curly section. Yeah. Yeah. Double check, make sure I've done them all that way. Okay. Bonded, like I say, this guy has to drop down like that into the middle here. And see if I can't gently put a dab of glue on each one of our little runners. Curly Q dealio, and hopefully carry the glue down with it if I can get it positioned correctly. Let me just knock it all off. Okay. Now, back to my plastic tweezers because those are not magnetized. Okay, back to my metal tweezers because I can't use the plastic ones. Okay, do it reverse, have it into the middle so I can hopefully. Okay. Let's say I did that like that on purpose, but it was just pure luck. Okay, still got a clear shot down the middle for my light. Then let's take another one of these. They're asking a lot at this point. It's supposed to go back on top of this, and this is what actually gets connected to the roof. And we're going to flip it over and where our actual chandelier goes. Yeah. So this is, we're right side up as we speak. So, on to this one. I'm definitely not steady enough with hand to do this. Inside the yeah, I'm scared of that. The tweezers have glue on them, so. Okay, what I believe I would do now, if I don't destroy the whole thing now, go back and do it again. I would glue those together beforehand. Matter of fact, I think I will. So, now it's supposed to go in that. I'll do the inside thing with this maybe? No. It falls apart. Everything's got glue everywhere now, so that's going to make it even worse. Okay. Inside. Let that get glued to me. And I just made it all crooked. Alright. Okay. Here we go. be. Nope, it's not straight. Okay, that should be fairly straight. This goes on here later. I'm sure I'm going to have to let this glue all set up and dry before I click it again. I think I'm going to have a crooked chandelier. I was under the delusion that I would make much better progress than this tonight, but keep going on something else. Oh, look at this, is glue dry. I think I've got plenty. Set that on there. Okay, so I'm going to set my chandelier aside and let it dry. Okay. Okay, I think I've got the pieces fairly well in place. Okay. Let's see here. Actually, we're supposed to run this through here. I need 2 centimeters. Fold that back around so it's supposed to be 2 centimeters out. No, nope, other way. This is the top. I'll have 2 centimeters here, which is, yep, I just hit it all. So far, this piece seems to be the glue seems to stabilize enough where it's not falling apart, but I'm stuck to it again. Okay, move them a little bit further away. Or maybe it's safe from me. Okay. And as I was saying, 2 centimeters out here. Not like that. And that. If I can get my glue gun to turn on, I think will be a good place to use some hot glue, just to fill in the little hole on the bottom. Got me keep it locked in place where I won't burn my hand. Maybe not. Okay, I guess I'm just going to burn my hand. Yeah, that should be alright. Okay. I definitely felt it, but I don't think it was that bad. Okay. That should be pretty well locked in for when we need it. So I'll set you up there. I'm missing the low setting on my old glue gun. I was getting a lot of seepage on this one. Seems like a battery powered glue gun would love a low setting, make it a little more efficient. Okay. Let's see, while all that glue's getting set up and situated, let's start working on the other pieces. Yay, more steps. And get this guy back. You should be good in. So these steps go through here. Oh. And go like this. Okay. So that steps go on this side. Get them right the first time this time. And just like before, they go inside the runner here, so it's not that side. There's not much to grab here on this one. It's hard to get, don't have a lot of wiggle room to adjust with. Yeah, and that's going to happen. Okay. So these guys go connect on that side and up front here. So let's see how this goes. Gotta be more patient with my glue gets settled before I start squeezing. That's this one, okay. And then bottom of this guy. And pretty close here. I was thinking, I should settle, I think. But, a few more seconds where I can play with it some, I think. Ooh. So who's on me? Okay. I'd like to say that was skill, but I feel pretty well that's just luck. They all seem to cooperate with me fairly well. They are very crooked, especially that bottom one. They get better as they go up for some reason. Sort of see in there. I say I'm off somewhere on this thing. Probably on multiple planes. But that is, yep, that's how they got it shown. definitely lined up back on the back side. So, and I don't understand why one step. Maybe maybe the floor is correct. I'm still not convinced they did this landing right. Now you can really see it right there. How that bottom step goes way down, and the rest start sort of straightening up as they go up. So, I'm still not. I'm pretty sure it's them and not me, but I'd say 80% sure it's them. Okay, but let's set that aside and let that glue dry. Once again, over here out of the line of fire. Maybe I won't damage it. Let's see. Now, hopefully, by the time this is all said and done, it'll just be a matter of popping all these pieces together tonight. Okay, so that got our brick wall covered. So, yeah. Got my air bubble rise here. Glue on and just 2 dots. I'm not too worried about the edge on this one because it's going to be mounted behind this little guy, so the edges are going to be obscured. Just make sure I got plenty, but not too much. And believe it or not, we put those on separately. We don't assemble it into one piece. Okay, so here. Situated. Grab on all that glue. Misplaced my squeegee that was right over there, but it's gone. I mean, I'm sure it's there somewhere. I'm probably looking dead at it and not seeing it. Okay. Oh, nice brick wall, and that's going to be the eventual effect on there. I did paint the inside of my arch black to make it sort of stand out rather than gray. Okay, that's there, that's there. Okay, so that goes onto our right wing, I guess. See if I've got anything else I can do now. No, I think now I'm going to take a little break, let all the glue that I've applied set up. I'm going to get this back in here without... Nope, I can't. Leave that. I got everything. Okay, so that's fairly fairly straight. Do have my chandelier. Seems to be stable. Drop my light bulb holder. Okay, that's also okay. And like I say, working on letting these steps dry as well. But we should, if all goes well, we'll consolidate all this stuff. All this stuff together and throw some lights in it and have us another landing set up for tonight. Okay, so I'll be right back and we'll see how this goes. Okay, I think I've had a brainstorm here. So, I got these 2 guys. I'll set you aside. And this one was the one I was worried about, but I think they seem to be fairly stable. Why don't I glue these guys on here, then glue the chandelier onto these guys, rather than try and put all that in one place, at one time, rather. I think. And that'll also let me use the hot glue gun, which is a little more stable, I believe. Just give me a good glob around there. Drop you down. Spin you around, spread the glue out a little bit. And then clean up the excess glue a little bit too. There we go. And actually, I'll spin it around loose. Yeah, that might. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to be able to make that work, but that's got that there. Like I said, this goes on there, the other way. Of course. Back out. So we'll put our legs going down. So you go in here. Gotta go like so. It's very wobbly, but let's see if I can put the dollop on there and get you in place in time. Evidently not. It's very loose there. Okay. It was worth a try. But it does seem fairly stable there, so pop that off again. Okay, and some strings I just gotta get rid of here again. Okay. Now, get back to the B7000. Bubble up and dollop all around the edge there. I got my light in, I don't have to worry about being neat with it. And there. Spread the glue around. That's sort of how that's supposed to go. And this guy goes on top of our bulb, so I just generous glob in here. Plop you down on top of that. Okay, and I think from the side angle that looks pretty level. May not be perfect, but perfect enough for me. So we can set you out of the way, I hope. Turn off the glue gun and move over here. So this guy, start with you. You go on the inside of our floor here, so it's going to go. Supposed to go. This one's supposed to be square here. And that one square over there. Outer edge corner there. It's going to be interesting. Let's see, maybe. I think I can. Yeah. Sit down like that. So start. I think I can start with the. Yeah. Actually, look at this. I feel like got that. This edge back here. This is supposed to go onto that. I feel like I can do that easier than I can do this thing, and then I can go back and put this. I'll have a little more structure to put that on. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do that. So get We'll find out if I'm right or not here in a second, but I'm going to have my clamps handy here. Let's spread them out. Definitely have to, I think I'm going to have to pull this one into square. I painted one side on it, so I'll make sure I do the glue here and along this bottom edge there. And we will see if, we'll just see how it goes. There's still not too long of a video yet tonight, so still got the potential. Okay, so that's my two surfaces I've got here. And over, down, it's going to take some. Okay, I was scared that was going to happen. I'll use the super glue. Let's maybe I can do that one. Nope, I'm going to need the bigger. On this corner square here. Okay, so that's holding that one in. I gotta make sure this guy back here stays. Yeah, I got a little spot right there. I think I can clamp it in. Good purchase. Okay. That's done. Yeah, not anymore. You have to do some shaving on this top corner here. I think maybe just paper. It doesn't. The wood may be lining up. I think the paper might be over, but that side's be easy enough to fix. That one's in pretty good shape there. Okay, yeah, same. It's not perfectly aligned, but I think perfect enough for me. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can do while okay, yeah, I think no, because that's over there. Maybe yeah, if all this wood was perfectly straight, it would be an easier build, but there's the little bows in it are compounding as you add more onto them. So yeah, if I'd realized how much trouble this was going to be to get those corners in place, I probably would have done this before I took my break. Our steps a little wobbly, but they don't have any support here, so that's and I'm worried about. It's fairly close to level from this step to that riser, so. Okay. Really watching glue dry, so I'll take another break and let that glue set up, and we'll hopefully be able to just wrap this up in just a couple of minutes when I come back. Okay, it's been a few minutes. I hope the glue's set up now. Let's find out. Okay, that one seems to be staying, as does that one. I'll probably put the clamps back on tonight to make sure it doesn't creep back. But, like I said, got our back wall in. Now we'll find out if I was right to do it this way. Now I just got to pop you in here. So yeah, I think this is going to be the right way to have done it. Let's see. Stick with my B7000. Been having a good run with it tonight. So. I think I'll go back to. I think I'll just do dots on this one. Let's see the side. The wood's pretty warped, but it's also. So I think should be enough to hold that in. Just get the clamps everywhere. And I don't think I'm going to be this wood's so warped. I don't believe I'm going to be able to put the roof on tonight, but maybe I can. Maybe get this in place and take another break. Okay, got that one. Yeah. Okay, so so we got our. So a little bit further down here. Maybe. Okay, so we got that in place, and that thing just basically disappears back. That I'm glad I did color that in black there. In the front, it almost vanishes. The same color there. Okay, maybe let's play it safe. I'm gonna another clamp over here. Move this one to that corner to try and get all the glue squished in. One more on this side here because I got a little bit better access to it. Alright, so actually, look at that, I think. Let's see if that may have just changed my mind. Yeah, because that's staying in up there. That's what I'll do. I'll move this one up a little bit higher. Another one in here. Keep that squished together. I think there's where our chandelier ended up at. So this goes in supposedly like so. And everything seems to be lining up pretty close there. So that's, yeah. This may actually be holding things square, so I'm gonna do a full bead of glue rather than dots. So in that corner, and across here. I'll do both pieces. I think this bottom one's a little too low to hit, but I'm gonna beads across both of those. A step here, and that should get us. Secured. There. Yeah, feels. Stickums hitting everywhere. Fairly flush along the back. Probably should have used super glue on the top of that step now that I'm looking at it. It's connecting, so it's this one. Okay, so that's okay. Go in there. Yeah. Alright. And then this wall, that brick rock wall, is supposed to leave the second light on the inside, and this goes just on here. Got a notch for the wire to run through, like so. I think I'll go with the super glue on this one, just because I hadn't used it yet tonight. Yes, I thought. Yes, I'm glad I decided to push on with this gun. Yeah. Of course, I should have lit up the light beforehand so I could get a look at it. But okay, so make sure I stay well clear of our notch there. Just nice even coat. Give it a good. Let's say plenty of room on either side because I don't want to get caught on the wire there. And just dropping down edge. I just lost my. Okay. I don't think that's gonna work now. Yeah, it did. It's staying. No, it's not. Okay. Plan B. Hot glue gun. Get my blue light there. Just makes the same thing. Gonna stay well clear of that notch. If I can get the flow. Got too much flow. There we go. That's nice. Still move it around as I need to, wherever that's going to end up lighting on the inside here. I'm not even going to clean up the blobs on this one. I'll take that string off the edge. Okay, and get my wire these things back in. Just maybe I can lift it up enough for y'all to see the little chandelier going in there. Well, my glue did come off of my chandelier. So it stayed in place, but it was hanging down there. But I put more than enough in there. Get a nice little glow off of it. I guess I can probably leave this. I want that to. Okay, so hopefully that stays in place. But that's it. I think that's the first time I've successfully made one of those fancy schmancy chandeliers. Could be mistaken, but I usually give up on those because they're so delicate. But yeah, that didn't look too bad. Alright, I think that's enough for tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel over there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel if you want to see me do experiments a couple of times a month. That is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and over here is the playlist for this build. I'll see you tomorrow.